process whereby cells are eliminated in a programmed manner.
When a normal and healthy cell undergoes apoptosis, the chromatin condenses, causing cellular fragmentation, resulting in apoptotic bodies. Phagocytes then migrate to the site of apoptosis and consume the apoptotic fragments and bodies.
I'm glad you asked. Its mission is to ensure that healthy cells are maintained. This ensures that cells with damaged DNA don't replicate and develop into neoplasms.
DNA damage may be caused by chemicals in cigarettes, such as hydrogen peroxide, UV radiation from the sun, and gamma and X-rays. Apoptosis follows an extrinsic or intrinsic pathway. Activation of death receptors, part of a TNF receptor superfamily, induces the extrinsic pathway, and DNA damage induces the intrinsic pathway.
So how does it go wrong? Cancer cells evade apoptosis through various alterations in their intrinsic and extrinsic pathways. This is a hallmark of cancer.
The most common way cancer cells escape cell death is by the loss of p53, which occurs in over half of cancers. p53 is crucial in ceasing cell cycle when DNA repair is needed. Without this crucial protein, DNA abnormalities can sneak past regulators of cell cycle, therefore evading apoptosis. Similarly, inactivating mutations in RB1 gene downregulate apoptosis in cancer cells.
Oncogenes are also activated in cancer cells and downregulate apoptosis. Apoptosis inhibitors are upregulated in cancer cells. For instance, inhibitors of apoptosis proteins, or IAPs, such as survivin, inhibit caspase activation and lead to the negative regulation of apoptosis. Finally, cancer cells evade apoptosis by altering the extrinsic pathway. For example, the disruption of death receptor and ligand systems, such as FAS-FASL systems, and the TNF-alpha death receptor, downregulate apoptosis. Viral infections such as HPV and EBV cause cervical cancer and lymphoma respectively by altering the extrinsic pathway. How can we use apoptosis for treatments? Well, some therapies reinduce apoptosis of cancer cells. Once the affected pathways are identified, a targeted therapy can be determined. The targeted pathway is necessary to prevent resistance to apoptosis. This is an ideal therapeutic approach as it prevents inflammation and damage to necrotic cell death. It does this by harnessing the cell's own apoptotic mechanisms. So, you could say that these novel therapies targeting the p53 gene would be giving back its license to apoptose.